All right, just like that, podcast back on. Guys, welcome back to Jake, James, and Friend. Brand new set today, first time at the new building. My brother Mike, he always says, you hit that upgrade. And I just gave you a little tour of the new building, the new set.
Love
and,
it.
We just upgraded the show a little bit. It feels good, man. So you're the first guest here.
Oh, word?
Appreciate having you.
Oh, that's dope.
We got Mr. Banks here. What's good, man?
What's going on, everybody?
What's your real name?
Emery.
Emery.
Yep, Emery.
Emery. Okay. Cool. How long you been Mr. Banks?
I changed my name to Mr. Banks when I moved to Arizona, September of 2017. Yep.
That was a good time. I moved here February of 2017. November of 2017.
Yeah. I moved at the very end. I moved over to the West 6, and I think I changed my name. I'm like, all right, I'm moving to a new city.
Yeah.
Everybody that know me as this, but I'm going to another city. Let me just change my name to... I took it like hours and I said Mr. Banks.
Okay.
Yep. And I was like, okay. And it stuck. I started walking around. A few people, hey, you're Mr. Banks. I'm like, okay, that's the name.
Yeah,
so I just stuck with it.
Right?
So a lot of people hit me up and they're like, hey, Banks, what's your real name? That's pretty cool that nobody knows my real name, which means, I did pretty good with the identity.
Yeah. It's fun, man. My real name is Jake Serini.
Serini, okay.
You know what I mean? And I went by that the whole time. And then maybe a year ago, I started going by Jake James, which is actually my first and my middle name. But a lot of people don't know this, but I actually was a rapper for 10 years.
What?
My whole 20s, I
That's
rapped.
crazy.
I played hundreds of rap shows.
That's crazy.
I still dabble a little bit here.
Okay.
I still got it, you know what I'm saying? But my rap name was Jake James.
That's fire.
And I used to have a radio show, 6 p.m. to midnight, 6 days a week. And that's where I got the name Jake James.
And was that when you were here or when you were back?
That was back in Michigan.
Okay, in Michigan.
That was. Yeah. So about a year ago, started doing stand-up comedy. The podcast started to pop, and it was just like my buddy was like, hey, nobody knows how to spell your real last name. Nobody knows how to say it. He's like, go by Jake James. He's like, it's like a famous person's name.
No, that's a catchy name for sure.
People like to say it. They like to yell it. It's like the Rick James thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So it's a good time, man. So I feel that. It kind of helps you become something else too. You know what I'm saying?
It's like your superhero name, like Clark Kent, Superman. You feel me? So I definitely thought about that as well. Like, what's my superhero name that I'm gonna go by? Like you said, if I was an artist, my name wouldn't be Emery Holmes. I would have made something that would have made sense. Yeah. So for sure.
Yeah, it checks out, man. I just like it. Like you step into this, like you said, the superhero role. Like it's like, who do I want to become? And it's like, how can this version of me get me those things?
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you moved to Arizona 2017.
Yeah.
You were involved in the Forex at the time, right?
Yeah.
That was a hot time to be in Forex, wasn't it?
I got into the crypto era when Bitcoin was about $235.
Oh my God,
so
really?
Me and my homies back in the day, we used to use, Bitcoin to go on the darknet and, buy stuff on there.
Yeah.
And we didn't understand, the growth of what Bitcoin could be. We just knew that we needed that to purchase certain things online. And then I think that year Bitcoin went to $1,000 and we were kind of mad. We were like, dang, it costs so much to get a Bitcoin. Now we got to spend more money to get these products that we were getting. But it turned out good, so I'm glad that I did get into that trend early, before, now Bitcoin's worth $70,000 a coin, so just knowing that I did have that opportunity, I definitely am, I love that for
Truly
sure.
Changed your life,
Changed my life completely.
So I know a lot of people who have been involved in network marketing, specifically Forex. There's about 5 people that really made it, and you're absolutely the top 3 of those people, man. So when I first moved here, I found all of you guys when you were at the W6, right? When I first moved, people always ask me you don't know my story, right? So I've done remarkable shit since I've moved to Arizona, right? I've been head of marketing at a big company, but then I worked for Tony Robbins,
that's
and Dean Graziosi, and I got to work with. I always say if you go into the personal development section at Barnes and Noble, any of those names on the books, I've probably worked around them through working for Tony Robbins, right?
Okay.
After then, I helped a real estate friend create a coaching program. We launched that, made $100K the first 24 hours.
That's fire.
And it's just that led to everything that I do now, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just the reason all of these things, the podcast, knowing people like you, is because when I first got here, I went to a ton of events. Masterminds, meetup, anything. I didn't know anybody in the whole state. So it's just the people that I want to know are the people that are going to this shit, right? And I just Instagram stumbled across hey, do you want to come to the penthouse at the W6? And I was like, shit, I'm going to go just to get a pic on the balcony, right?
That's how we used to do it.
Yeah. I literally went just to get a pic, right?
Yep.
Just to go catch vibes at a penthouse. And You weren't there at that one. Darwin was there. Cash was there.
I probably was just gone, honestly, just working that weekend. But
the Pips guy was
we
there.
all stayed there. Yep, I stayed in. I got the master room.
Okay.
I made a decision to move. I was the first one to come out here, so I came out here by myself, and I stayed in the Airbnb for a month.
Okay.
Cash was actually in college, and I had to convince him to drop out of school to move here because I was like, yo, AZ's the move. I don't know why, but like, bro, this is a city where it's untapped. You know, when it came to like Forex and everything.
Truly.
And like you said, we were going to the clubs just to meet people to get them back to that penthouse to, you know, of course, sell them. Like, yo, listen, this is what we do. And that was this everyday thing for about 6-7 months. And our whole life changed. Like, I moved out here probably with like $1,300 in my bank account.
Damn.
And me and my boys, we all, you know, we ended up moving to the West 6. It's crazy how life works, but we moved there and they had like a little discount, like move in, get your first month free.
Yeah.
We moved in the last 8 days of the month, so we only had to pay a pro-rate of like $1,100. You feel me? And we were good to November, so we were like, yo, we don't got no money. Let's do what we got to do. And once November came, everybody were a little bit closer to that next goal, and we just ran it up, you know, so it was pretty cool.
So were you involved in network marketing when you got here? Did you start out here?
Yeah, I dropped out of college for network marketing.
Okay.
One of my friends who went to my high school, he actually didn't graduate high school. My sophomore year of college, I was stressed out. I was like, yo, I think I'm going to take a semester off. And I seen him online. We were like 18, 19. Yep. He purchased a G-Wagon. And everybody from where I was from were like, yo, it's a scam. He's doing some stuff online. I tried it. It didn't work. So I let their opinions be my opinions, and I didn't do it. And then, you know, pretty much everything happened. I ended up basically, I can talk about whatever. I can say some shit. Okay, so,
no
you know, before this time, I was like a street pharmacist. You feel me? And basically one of my friends called me like, hey, can you drive, you know, 40 minutes away? You know, one of my friends needs something. And basically I drove 40 minutes, and the guy that I was delivering to was the guy who told me about an opportunity, and I ended up ignoring him. So it was kind of like, dang, I'm driving 40 minutes across the city just to make $25, and I'm giving it to you because you're just about to, you know, smoke this. Like, you know, my mindset was just like, you know what? He's like, hey, come back tomorrow. I came back. I ended up staying at his house for about 7 days, literally didn't eat, didn't shower. And like, I think I made about $1,000 in commissions. And I was like, yo,
no way.
This is it. You know, like I was literally like, I'm going to keep trying, and this is what I'm going to do. So,
you know, when you try something and you get that first little spark of cash in your hand, and you're just like, I'm in on this. You know what I mean? Like I said, I launched that real estate coaching program. We made $100K in the first 24 hours. It was the best day of my life, man.
No,
to date, it was like we had a big screen on the wall, and like we'd refresh it every 5 minutes. Like literally, we launched this coaching program. We hit launch, and we waited 60 seconds, and we hit refresh, and we had made $5,000.
That's crazy.
And I remember thinking, like, is it fucked up? Like, like I didn't just make $5,000 in the first minute, and I did it all day long. $5,000, 15,
That's
20,
dope.
40, 80, 9. You know what I mean? It was that next day I went to sleep, and we had made $109,000, and it's just like, that's all you need to know to really drive you.
No,
so
100%.
like, I imagine once you made that first. I love that you said that you moved to Arizona with $1,300 in your pocket. I can't help but keep peeking at the watch you got. What do you got on right now?
So this is an AP. I actually just got this probably like 3 weeks ago. I ended up selling my Cartier for this. And then I ended up just exchanging it out. So I got this, but I'm probably gonna sell it, bro. Like honestly, I'm a hustler, bro. Like I'll buy something, somebody want to buy it for a little bit more, I'll make that $10,000 profit, and then sit until I find something else. So I've always been like that, bro. Like I've been an entrepreneur since I was in the 7th grade, selling candy from Walmart. You know, so I've always knew that I would do something in sales. Didn't know what it would be, but if it made sense and I knew a customer needed it, then I would do it, you know?
Yeah, same with me. I've always just been able to talk to anybody. Like my whole family is like, probably knew I was going to be in sales forever.
Word, okay.
Like, I was just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm friends with everybody. Like, and if you could just talk to people and be like, hey, here's the thing. Like it usually works itself out, right? So I remember seeing when you guys used to post the flyers, like, yo, 10K a month, 50K a month. I remember the day when you guys dropped the flyer where you were making like $250,000 a month, right?
Yeah, that was life changing.
How old were you at the time?
What year was that? That was 2020 was that year. I was 27 or 28. I want to say 27 or 28.
In your 20s, $250,000 a month, man.
Yeah.
Is that hard to balance, or do you think by then you had prepared yourself mentally for that? Because like if you throw a lot of people into that kind of money, like they're not ready for that.
Well, yeah, I definitely luckily, you know, I've been broke multiple times. So I went through, you know, making my first 10 grand a month, not ever having money, spending too much, losing that income, having to start over, you know, making 6 figures at 24, losing all that money, moving back home with my mom. So like I've been through the stage of getting close to a goal and then fucking up. You know, even when I got to 250K, like there were certain things that after I lost that I had to basically downgrade and go back into a certain level of my life before. So yeah, man, honestly, when I got to that level, I was very cheap. You feel me? Very cheap. Of course, was single at the time. So I was just saving my money, basically ended up making my mama my assistant, told her to quit her job. And then I started paying her what she was making at her job so she could just balance me. But yeah, man, everything, like when that happened, like everything changed. My mindset changed. But yeah, it was just like, I don't know, bro. My lifestyle was still the same. You know, we still had a penthouse together. So like, it was cool. All the homies were making money. We were all like focused on what we were trying to do. So yeah, it was built. I was in that company for at least like 5 years before I got to that level. So it was like I was in college and I finally was able to graduate and get to a certain level. Yep. So it was pretty cool, man.
It's really an impressive story. I mean, it really is, right? Like the whole time you kind of just like disbelieving that it's actually working out that way.
Nah, 100%. It was, but it was crazier when it went away, you know, because honestly, I felt like when you get to a certain level in your life, it's like, okay, I could kick back and relax. But as soon as I did that, text messages from my team, from the company, like, hey, you know, you haven't been doing any work for 2 months. So I'm like, dang, am I working a job? I thought this was an entrepreneur. You know, I thought I'm an entrepreneur. I thought I could kind of chill when I want. So it was very stressful. You know, it was very stressful for
sure.
I
just made $500,000 in the last 2 months. Like, what do you want?
Like, so it was cool, but also, you know, how can I say that in multi-level marketing, you have a lot of people that look at you. So if I did kick back and relax and start traveling, like I travel more now than I did when I was making that money because I had a team, I had people that looked up to me. I had to be available, you know, so I couldn't even enjoy the money when I had that time.
And all those people are hustlers just like you. They're trying to get exactly where you are. So they're probably just bugging the shit out of you all day for help, advice, closing deals for them, shit like that.
I used to let people just come to my crib. Like when I stayed down here, I used to let 15 people stay at my crib at once, bro. 2 bedrooms, and we would whiteboard it out, and everybody would be on phone calls, getting to work, trading together. So it was dope. It was dope to have like that atmosphere of people like all working together.
So what do you think the secret at the time was to building like big network marketing things like that?
Honestly, it's just different. I feel like with that culture of Forex, that type of product, it was easier to get a lot.
Right time?
Yeah, I feel like right place, right time, because I did the travel companies, I did the credit companies, the lotions and potions. Forex is just something where if you miss that wave, bro, it's kind of hard. Like that's why right now I've dibbled and dabbled into other MLMs, but it's like, man, you won't find anything like what we did, and unless it's something that's new that happens, like, you know, an NFT or an AI type of company.
You guys were like dudes in your 20s, like wearing suits, speaking at arenas and shit, man. Like it feels like that bubble is.
Yeah, but I never wore a suit. I wore a suit one time. I never wore. That's the thing I liked about Forex was that I didn't have to wear a suit. I could be myself. You know, I didn't have no tattoos when I first started, and then I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me tie it up a little bit. You know, but it was cool that I could be myself.
Like within the last year, like I got divorced last year, and I tatted my whole.
Yeah, but I got tattoos in the company. But yeah, it was cool, man. Like speaking in front of the stages, because we started off at the West 6 with just getting a bunch of drunk college kids to come by. And then from there, you know, we had a couple athletes that came by that was like an NFL, NBA. And then we grew it, bro. Like to see like how big Forex grew. Like I was a part of that. You know, whenever that does air on TV, I'm like, yo, I was a part of that journey.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, Forex, it really had its run. It was amazing. It was fun to watch, like for a lot of people. Why did it end?
That's another part too. So like out of all that time I spent in the company and all those people that I built like businesses with, I don't ever talk to a lot of them anymore.
That'll happen.
Honestly, it ended because I mean money for sure. You know, I'm not gonna act like I was perfect. Money for sure changed everybody. Like I watched people that I knew that never had money that started to like, you know, it was crazy, bro. I really felt like that.
It was like rap music at the time.
It was competition as well. You know, that's kind of how it was when you're in a company. And sometimes, let's just say for instance, you're a part of the same company, but you might be on team A and I'm on team B. And, you know, you might live in Arizona and, you know, let's just say, for instance, I might have one of your friends that you know that's on my team and you're seeing him like, so it was a lot of cross recruiting going on to whereas people was like messing up other people's businesses. And then it came to a point when it was just like so much disrespect that certain people were just like, yo, I'm good, I'm done. So I feel like with me, I end up basically, you know, having my daughter. And
How
pretty
old
much,
is she now?
So this crazy story, right? So basically, I was dating this girl for about 5 years, doing the MLM thing. I was always away, and then she texted me, was like, hey, I'm pregnant. And then pretty much 5 months into the pregnancy, she texted me and said, I lost the baby.
Oh, no.
But she lied to me because I was so always working or always gone that she was like, you were never a part of it. So point blank period, I ended up being a part of her life. I ended up basically, taking 3 months from the business, no traveling, moved to Vegas, got a house. And 2 months later, I got, all my business partners, everybody that you named that lived out here texting me, yo, you're not a real leader. You're not working. You're just sitting back collecting money. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, like I'm being a father, you know? So after a moment, I was just like, yo, I just like, do I want to do this still? I do got some money saved up. Let me try another business. And then I ended up getting a text on Instagram from an old lady. And basically she was like, hey, I heard that you're taking care of my granddaughter. And I'm like, what the fuck? So it was basically like, I ended up finding out my daughter wasn't mine.
No way.
Yeah, I ended up finding out she wasn't mine. And then after I kind of told my business partners that, I was like, yo, I'm stressed. I can't focus on building this business. They were like pretty much trying to put me at a 90-day plan of like, hey, you can either do this or you can forfeit your money. And I'm like, what? I've been here for 5 years. I'm like the top 8. Like out of 300,000 people, I'm number 8 in the company in sales. Yeah. I'm like, you're telling me this? I said, if I leave this company, this shit's gonna crash. Yeah. I'm like, it's gonna crash, because I'm a real leader, and they basically were like, like I left with nothing. Like I left with no, in MLM, you don't get no benefits. So when I left, that was over, so I basically was like, damn, what do I do now? So I feel like I was depressed for at least a year, gambling my money, drinking every day.
Were you able to save enough to give you that cushion though?
I definitely saved enough to give me that cushion, but taxes. Basically me and my business partner had an LLC. It was in his name. So, I didn't really, we were young, finally making money that we didn't do our taxes. And I think when we left, we ended up having to, I think I owed like almost 900 grand in taxes. Damn. So the money that I did save when it was time to like pay Uncle Sam, pretty much like 85% of the money that I saved had to go back. So I basically kind of had to start over.
That sucks.
Luckily I had the skills and I knew everything that I did to do it before that I was like, all right, let's do it again. And then that's when I decided to make the move to Thailand just to rebuild my brand up, a different way. I'm like, all right, I can't do it. The Forex, come to my house, charts. I'm like, no, I got to build who I am.
Do you think you wanted to be left alone a little bit after all that?
I definitely did, because I spent all of my 20s in MLM. Yeah. I seen MLM when I was 20 and, I'm 32 now. So it was just kind of like, I needed a new career change. I really felt like I wanted a new career change. And that's why I did the sneaker store. So I had my little sneaker store. I had 4 employees. But that was like, it was cool to have one, but I'm like, nah, this isn't me. So
you get to a point where it's just like, and I don't know if it comes with age or just exhaustion, where it's just like, I used to want the big office and the big team and like the business and everything. And now like, you see how I run this, it's just me. Yeah. It's just me, because I could do everything by myself, you know what I mean? And I like it that way. I like living in this building and kind of being able to work all over the place and kind of go where I want. Like, I don't rely on anyone.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's just like all the money I make is just me. You know what I mean? I don't have a normal job. I can hang out all day. If I don't want to start working until noon, I don't have to. You know, it's just like there's this peace that comes with the freedom that I have 100%. Right now that I wouldn't change anything for. And you know what? I probably could make more money, in a different way, but I would be so stressed out. I'd be miserable. It wouldn't even be worth it.
I get calls all the time. People are like, hey, we got an opportunity. You want to come to this company. It's like, I know the stress that comes with it. Yeah. And I will always say MLM is a great business model for anybody that's starting and trying to figure it out. But like, I'm like, I've been doing it for 10 years. I've been doing MLM since 2013. So it's just like, I'm good. I'm like, not saying I retire from the game, but it's like I'm taking that year break like Michael Jordan did when he wanted to go try out, MLB. So I'm like, all right, let's try this out. But with the digital marketing, bro, it's been amazing. I'm not making $250K like I used to, but I'm able to, it's like, it's always about my creativity. So if I'm creative, just like you've been making content all over Thailand, all over my buildings that I'm staying in, people are going to catch on to it.
Yeah. Okay. And this leads me to really the reason I'm glad you're here is because I got into the digital marketing space literally like 5-6 weeks ago. So I'm brand new into it. So like seeing the level that you're at right now is really exciting for me.
Yeah. And I've been seeing you post too. So I'm like, okay, so he's doing it now. Cause I remember when you first hit me up, I think you got grabbed that book that I had. Yep. And then I start seeing him. I'm like, okay, so the way he's posting now, he's doing this. Yeah, so it wasn't hard for me to start noticing, okay, he's on it now. I start seeing the posts, I start seeing the text, 5 to 7 second video clips. I'm like, okay, he's up, he's in it.
Yeah, you figure it out, right? Yeah, so like I bought an MRR product.
What did you get, Roadmap or?
I got the
UBC?
the D.
There's so many of them, bro, honestly.
The digital wealth one.
Okay, yeah, they're all dope. They're honestly the same thing.
It was like $497.
Yeah, same price. Yep.
And like I think I'm really lucky because like I literally went through in like an hour and I was like, all right, cool, I got this. And I had a standstill in like an hour and 45 minutes. You know what I mean? It's just like, but I could see where other people need to like go through every video, watch everything. And it was beautiful because if you didn't know anything, you know, you could take a week and it really walks you through step by step on how to do it. But like, I know how to do everything. So I just like whipped it together. It literally took me like an hour and I was good to go. Like, you know what I mean? So I feel lucky about that. But like, I think the space is really cool.
It is, bro. It is.
I think it created a lot of freedom for people. So like, you know, I like seeing your videos in Thailand, man, because like it's totally on my bucket list to get out there within the next year or so. But you know, where are you seeing the most success in this space right now? Are you also like just doing the short form videos and running them to your link, or is there any other secret to it that I don't know about yet?
Let me see. So 100%, I've been getting more traffic. Like, so if you go to my page and you go back to August, I was probably only getting like 6,000, 7,000 views. Like when I left IM, I stopped getting support. I stopped getting likes on my page. Like a lot of people unfollowed me, so my engagement was not there. So I'm promoting a business, 100,000+ followers, but I'm only getting 8,000 views on my stories. It wasn't adding up. And then once I started doing the digital marketing, I made things super short and sweet. More people started to see my stuff. So like my inbox on my phone, bro, was freaking insane. Like, I bet it is, dude. But I also have my number on my bio, so the people that don't get through me on my inbox, they text my phone.
You put your real number on there?
I put my real number on there, yeah,
really?
100%. Yep, 100%. My number's on there, so I get random text messages all day from random people.
Day long, yeah.
But yeah, bro, I don't run ads. It's all organic traffic. But I have a mini chat, so I have an autoresponder that responds to all my comments. So if you dropped a video and it did 200,000-300,000 views, you might get 5,000 comments that you, as a human, might not be able to go through all of them. So that kind of helped me close sales even while I'm asleep because it will conversate with somebody. So I have my, you know, mine is okay. I got to tweak it a little bit, but I have it conversate with people, ask questions. It has a timer that I'll wait 30 seconds before it responds back. So people kind of feel like they're talking to me. Some people, of course, will be like, is this AI? But most people are like, okay.
Do you think that's that software is worth the investment?
It is, but it can get out of hand as well because I get blocked a couple times. So it is. I feel like if you have too much people, but I turn mine off right now because it's been doing a little too much. So it's okay. I'll say it's cool when you feel like you need it, but you can do without.
Because like I'm still just getting running, so like my videos are doing like they're getting over 1,000. It took me a little bit. So like I do this podcast, and some of these clips got like 1 million views, you know, podcast. But then when you make that turn and you make a change, like your shit just drops. So like all of a sudden my videos are getting like 300 views. And
you gotta change. Honestly,
I had to be so like patient. Like no, you need to just make like 50 of them, and it will turn back around. And they're growing now too.
You gotta tweak them a little bit. Like first I had to change my my fonts. I'm like, all right, what font should I use on my thumbnails? You know, should I go for the dark vibes? Should I have a photo over my thumbnail, then my picture play? It was just like different. So I tested out. That's why being in Thailand, I was able to test out, go to different coffee shops, do different 5-second clips. Okay, should I talk? Should I be on my computer? So everything that I did, some videos will do amazing. Some videos won't do amazing, you know. So, but I drop enough content to whereas one video is going to do 100K this week. And that 100K video is going to get me the money that I needed this week to pretty much handle my bills and everything like that.
That's the fucking best mindset to have about it. I'm going to drop all these videos. If one of them gets 100K,
that's all you need.
That's going to make me all the money I need to live this week, right? That's beautiful, man.
Because our network, bro, like the digital marketing scene, once you get out there, people are going to start seeing you and seeing you. Like, that's how people are, oh, I've been watching a lot of people do the digital marketing, but I can relate to you more. That's why I paid you compared to paying somebody else. People know about it. They're just waiting for somebody that they can relate with. So I definitely feel like I was telling you walking around this building, I'm like, bro, you make different clips all around here. One of those are going to be
made for that, right?
You feel me?
This building is made for that.
So I feel like it might be that video upstairs, maybe next to that little block that got the XXX on it. That might be the video, you know. So that's kind of how I look at things. I do the pre-research. I figure out what do I want to wear, which trending audio am I going to use, and what is going to be my catchphrase that's going to get people to click on it.
Interesting question. How do you pick trending audios?
I probably spend about 30 minutes just swiping, bro, honestly, because I might not know what's trending, and then I stay in Thailand, so my explore page is Asian stuff. It's nothing from America. So the music over there is like, wonder if you know, like if you went to Tokyo, it's not the same stuff. So I might have to go to a few people pages that I follow out here and then see what's the new songs, you know, or some new Kanye, new Drake, new Future. Those will always go.
Do you have like stipulations on it? Because like, sometimes like I try to find something that has the upward trending arrow.
I don't forgot
that has
no
like
more.
under 1,000 views. Do you do that, or do you?
I definitely make sure I do stuff that's like under 5,000, under 10. Yep,
Yeah.
anything like that for sure. Anything that's like 20, 30 is already over, but. Sometimes it don't matter. You can use your own. Like I think I made a video and I forgot to actually add an audio, and it was just playing all of my. You could hear my footsteps as I was walking. You could hear me sitting down. You could hear me opening my paper.
Yeah.
And the video went viral. And I'm like, what? It was no audio. It was just me. Like, oh, I didn't add no audio at all.
Really
so sometimes it could be anything, bro. Like I don't believe in an algorithm. Honestly, that's why I was like, I just drop enough content, and one of them is just gonna hit.
Yeah.
You know, so I do post at certain times.
That's what I've been working on too. And I'm really actually happy to hear you say that, because that's kind of my philosophy right now. Is like, if you make 5 videos a day, one of them is gonna do all right.
Yep. That's why I just telling my boy, I'm like, yo, just drop content. One of them is gonna hit. But if you're not consistent, Instagram's not gonna feed you to the audience that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Because it doesn't take long to start building momentum. You know, especially in this niche.
100%.
You know what I mean? And I like what you said, that like people are ready to buy. They're just looking for somebody that they relate enough to kind of trust to drop the money, right? Because like when I first found this, even before I realized you were doing it, I found all these chicks, right? Like these like, you know, like 31-year-old stay-at-home moms who make $3 million a year now. You know what I mean? But I could see they were making money. I can see it, but like their marketing was for other 30-year-old girls.
That's how I look at it too, and I'm like, this can't be real. That's why I was watching it for at least 3 months, and I'm like, really? She's promoting. She's not going crazy. You know, she's not flexing a car. She's not flexing jewelry. She's just doing. I'm a mom.
Flexing Target trips.
Dancing stuff. Target stuff. And I'm like, yo, and they're doing 50 racks a week. You feel me? $100,000 a week, $60,000 withdrawals.
Amazing.
So I was like, man, and they're not building crazy organizations and having to speak in front of people. They're just at home with their kids.
So
like,
do you think there's an opportunity for men to be in this space right now?
That's the reason why I did it, because I was like, there's no guys. I paid a woman, I paid a woman to learn. I couldn't find any guys. So that's why I was like, oh, I got to do this, because the moment the guys start doing it, we're ahead of the trend right now. So this is like Bitcoin in 2016 for a man.
Well,
I
feel like this is the first time I finally found something at the beginning. You know
Word.
What I mean?
Yep. And you create, what you want to create, So it's not like here's the guideline and you follow these guidelines. It's like, no, you test it out, see what catches.
And that's part of like my strategy too. That's why I do these podcasts. Because like I'm doing my like 3 7-second videos every day, but then I'm also going to drop a podcast clip, because then people can get to know me better as like a dude. You know what I'm saying? Because like the reason I do this especially is not because like I even am in love with this business. I used to focus on like, well, what business am I going to love? And now it's just like, what can make me the most money so I can go do the other things I love? What I love doing is I love doing podcasts. I love doing stand-up comedy. So like these businesses make me enough money to where I don't have to be a normal person.
That's good.
I could spend all day making Instagram videos and podcasts and thinking of funny shit to say on at stand-up comedy shows. You know what I mean? It gives you the opportunity to do the things like living in Thailand. Like, that's freaking amazing, man.
Yep, I love it. I'm like, I got to get back to the house soon. I got my homeboy watching my dog right now. So I'm like,
How long you been away from Thailand?
I came out here like March 13th. I think I caught my flight, March 14th or 15th. So it's only been like 2 weeks.
What made you come back?
My mom turned 50 this year.
Okay.
So I wanted to get here for her 50th, and then I ran out of passport stamps, so I had to get a new passport.
Okay.
Because I couldn't travel at all, so it was like, let me go back and get a brand new passport.
That's a good problem.
Yep. So that was a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But it was cool though, because it's like certain food over there. Like I haven't had macaroni and cheese in 9 months.
Okay.
I haven't had hot sauce. There's a lot of stuff that I'm like, dang, because our stuff that we make in America is just horrible. It's bad. So over there, they don't ever allow certain things that we eat over there. So it was cool to come back home. But just being here, and I'm just like, man, I'm spending too much money, gas. Like it's so much.
Is everything really that cheap over there?
Bro, it's that cheap.
Is
like,
it really?
I just bought a Red Bull out here, and I think I paid $3.47. I'm like, what? $3.40? I've been paying 50 cents for Red Bulls since I've been out there. Coffee,
Really?
dinner. I mean, everything. My rent.
I was gonna say, what's rent average?
My rent, the average rent is about, so most people make about $200 a month. That's the average for most people. Like, you're in high school, you got a regular job, you're making $200 a month USD. I have 2 cribs out there. One of them I'm paying $375, and then my other one I'm paying about $600. So the rent is crazy cheap.
Dude, your 2 cribs are less than a third of what I pay in downtown Phoenix.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. I could pay it for my whole life just.
That's why I was
like my rent.
So right there, right in Thailand, I'm just stacking up. I'm just out there figuring out what I want, of course. And I figure, the digital marketing has been the best thing I've been doing since I went out there. So I went out there starting off doing the digital marketing.
Are you meeting people out there, or you just focus?
Yeah, man, a lot of digital nomads out there.
Yeah.
They got like that. I just started learning what co-working spaces was when I went out there.
Okay,
so that's where I usually go to meet people that, you from America. It's not hard to, see somebody, you got a Yankee hat on. Hey, you from America? Okay, cool. You got a Dodgers hat on. Hey, you from America? So I've been meeting a lot of people over there.
Okay.
A lot of business owners that's been out there for years. So I get a lot of my game, like how to move out there, how to, structurally do business, get visas, get bank accounts, even get a crib. Like, I learned from somebody that's been living out there for 2 years from America.
Okay. So I don't know if you want to talk about this or not. So feel free to sidestep it if you want.
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay. A month or two ago, you were giving people an opportunity to invest in properties out there.
Yep. Okay.
How did that work?
That was cool. So basically what we were doing was we were just getting Airbnbs out there. Well, we were getting properties and we were just listing them on Airbnb.
Were you just doing arbitrage?
What's arbitrage?
Like you were just renting out the Airbnb?
Yeah, just subleasing them.
Subleasing them.
Yep. Because Thailand is one of the biggest
that's way
tourist
harder
spots.
to do here now. People are doing that for a while. You almost can't even do that.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah, but I say out here is completely different. But out there, everything is like key code. You don't have a front desk. Everything is like super automatic out there. Like it's crazy to say it, but the city's so like it was pretty easy. That's crazy. But how does it look?
It looks fine. Yeah,
okay, cool.
They can't tell.
Yeah, but that was cool. I just had too many people hitting me up, so I only got like 2 spots with people that I knew out there.
Okay.
And then we just started doing the spots, but we're probably gonna do houses now because with the apartments, it's cool, but you run into little problems and stuff. The leasing agents, and then of course legally there's different laws that you got to go by out there to do things. Yep.
Right?
So
is the financial upside worth it though?
Hell yeah, bro. Because there's tourists coming all the time, and I mean, like you said, I'm spending $375 for my monthly rent. I can charge somebody $25 a day, and I'll make my money back from my rent times too if I just book that out for cheap prices.
Yeah.
So the average cost for a hotel there is anywhere between $15 to $45.
Okay.
So yeah, the upside is cool. Like right now I'm renting out my place, so somebody actually checks out on the 28th. Okay. So once I get back to the crib, I'll be basically cleaning up and getting everything right.
Okay.
So it's been cool.
Okay, nice. Dude. You think you're gonna stay out there long term?
I'm out there until January 2025. Yeah. But I want to try Bali out. I definitely want to try Bali out. Bali, the cost of living is the same. It's probably like a 2-hour, 3-hour flight from Thailand.
Yeah. What's the hardest part about living overseas, do you think?
The hardest part, honestly, I would say the time for sure.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing. I gotta either wake up super early or stay up super late. Yeah, to work with.
Are you still operating on American time, really?
Yeah, 100%.
So all of your DMs are people from here.
From here, 100%. Yep. So it's cool. I just gotta wake up a little bit early before you guys fall asleep to like work with you guys. Yeah. So that's the only problem, bro. Honestly, other than that, like. Nah, everything's cool. When you guys are asleep, I'm able to get my content. I don't got to worry about calls. And then I'm editing at 6 p.m., which is 6 a.m. American time, Eastern time. So we're getting a lot of work done like that.
What kind of process do you have for creating content? Are you just cap cutting it or what?
Cap cut everything. I used to have a cameraman back in the day, but I got a camera. I got a Sony.
No need for any of that.
No need for none of that. Nope. So in Thailand, there's so many places that you can go for content that I'll just, this week we're gonna do content at the crib. Next week we're gonna go to Koh Samui, which is like a, hour drive, and now you're at a beach that looks beautiful. Yeah. Looks like you're in Bali. So there's so much out there. That's why I was like, that's why I was like, I'm making so much content here while I'm here. Cause I might have a kid next year and I can't be in Thailand like that. So I'm like, let's make as much as I can while I'm here and see what we can do while we're here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love it. So what's the future look like for you? What do you want to do from here?
Man, honestly, I really don't know right now, cause again, I come from a network marketing background. People always ask me, hey, I had a big team. I had over 30,000 people, that was working with me in IM. And, basically, there's a lot of kids that went back to working jobs, so that was always my mission was, to have a lot of people that's finally seeing what we're seeing. Yeah. So the way my last company went down, it didn't go down the way we wanted it to go. Right. So there was a lot of people who lost a lot, people that went back to work, people that financially was like, I messed up. I quit job, I quit college, and things didn't go right. So I always felt like my mission in MLM wasn't done, but I just couldn't find a company that I felt safe with for my people to come and join and be a part of. Okay. So Thailand was more for me to focus because if I'm not happy, I can't help other people get where they need to go. Yeah. So that's the reason why I went out there to really restore myself. It's like when Batman got beat up, and then he had to go back into that, he went to that little hole, and he had to figure out how to climb out of there. Like, that's kind of where I've been this whole year.
Okay.
Just trying to figure out how to get back to the Mr. Banks in 2017 that moved across the country and ran his business up to millions of dollars, so.
And you know what? This is why people like us end up where we are, is because a lot of people can't stomach at that. You know what I mean? They think that because in 2020 you're making $250,000 a month, you're set for life, right? That things don't change, but it's part of the process. No matter how high you get, how big you get, there's always gonna be step backs, right?
100%.
There's always gonna be adversity, shit to deal with.
Yep.
It's never as fun as it looks on the outside, right?
100%.
Yeah. But if you have the stomach, you get to a point where it's just like, things change and you don't freak out anymore. You just calmly address it. You know what I'm saying? I think
100%.
that's really where I'm at. It's just like, I went through so much shit that like nothing bothers me. I'm just like,
I
all
feel
right,
you.
cool. Well, how do we fix it? You know what I mean? And then keep it moving from there, right? Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're running low on time. I really wanted to ask you this. So you said you moved to Arizona with about $1,300 in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's fast forward. Let's just say you're some kid, get into downtown Phoenix today, $1,300 in your pocket, and you want to bust down AP. What would you do today to start over?
To start over, honestly, I will, like, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to say you can do it alone. I got to certain parts, certain levels in my life alone.
Yeah.
But I also remember when I made my big decision, I needed like, two people that trusted me, that I trusted, that was like, yo, let's do this. So I had 2 friends, so I would definitely say if you're here, if you got somebody with you, or if you don't have somebody with you, but like, let's just say you're all alone, you got $1,300 in your name. Honestly, like, I wish we stayed in a hotel in North Scottsdale for about 3 weeks. Nobody knew that. It's just like certain things nobody knew. We were going to the club, we were going to the hookah lounges, we were going to, Old Town, and we were meeting and connecting with people. We would invite them back to our hotel, bring them downstairs to a room like this, and we were closing people into our business. So like, I mean, with the $1,300, just telling you, like, invest every dollar, get you a $200 GoPro from Best Buy, start making content while you're in Arizona, go to the mountains, go to the beaches, go to the desert, and start building something, So that's kind of what I did. All my friends that know me on the East Coast, when I came here, they were like, why are you in Arizona? But we made Arizona look so beautiful to them that it made people want to come to Arizona.
Yeah.
So we basically made nothing out of something. We decided to use what we had. We had iPhones. We didn't have cameras at that time. We didn't have no money at that time. We didn't have no jewelry at the time, but we just had a grind.
Yeah.
And people seen that grind, and we were able to leverage staying at the West 6 and not having any furniture, but they seen those views and was wondering how to get up there so we can meet these people. And we were able to kind of like leverage what we had to basically get to the level. Like, how can I say it? We weren't 6-figure earners before we made our first 6 figures. We had to figure out how to attract people to get to that level. And it worked, bro. Like, that's like one thing I really think about. I'm like, yo, we weren't supposed to be where we're at today. Like, none of us graduated college. None of us had like, Ivy League schools or parents that gave us money. We just had a mindset and we knew what we wanted to do, and we did that shit every day.
I love that,
and shit
man.
happened. So even though I got a few homies out here that I don't talk to no more, they're all successful. One of my boys stayed with his mom. He moved to Arizona. Now he's driving a Lambo truck. He was living at his mom's house till he was 25 years old. So seeing all that, like seeing all my homies win from where we started at was like, all right, cool. Even if we're doing different things, we all moved here and we had shit, and now we're making something out of it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like the dopest part of like, my journey. But like for anybody that's watching this, that's out there, you got to figure out what you want. Pick something and stick to it until you master it. Don't try to be a jack of all trades. Like I could have did e-commerce and all that, but I was like, you know what? Let me just learn this Forex thing. And then from there, we ran that up, and now we're here.
Love it, man.
Yep.
All right, somebody wanted to work with you, find you online. How can they find you? What's the best way to work with you? How can they get money with you?
Say less, man. So first off, man, Mr. Banks on Instagram, 4Zs. Watch out for the fake pages. I do have a free community, so for anybody that did want to learn how to work with me, I have a free community. I have a free ebook for anybody that might not have the money financially to work with me. Start there, learn a little bit what we got going on.
I literally started this whole thing by getting your free ebook.
Word. I remember when you hit me up.
And then I bought one too afterwards.
Yeah, I remember when you hit me up. Yo, I ain't get the email. I'm like, oh yeah, let me hurry up and send that email real quick. So at the end of the day, I started selling $10 products and $25 products, and I ran that up to 10, 20,000. Then I was like, okay, what should I create next that I can increase my price on? So I just changed my prices from $25 and $50 to $200 and $500 in 2024. So all 2023, I was making money off of $10, $15, and $20 products all year.
It's crazy. It's possible.
Yep. So it was easy to sell cheap, low ticket products and get a shit ton of people to buy them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's pretty cool now, man.
I love that, dude. I love that, man. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming. Guys, this is another episode. Jake James and Friends, live from downtown Phoenix.
Let's get it.
We'll see you next time. Peace.
Sheesh.
Thanks, man.
Nah, that's fire, bro.